Hello, everyone. Today we'll be visiting the Rhyolite ghost town in Nevada. Stay tuned. In 1904, prospectors Frank Harris and Ernest Cross were exploring the desert hills on Nevada's western border when they discovered high-grade gold ore. They named their claim Bullfrog, after the area's green-hued rocks, and within a year, several mining camps were set up nearby, adding to what became known as the Bullfrog Mining District. Word of this wildly lucrative operation spread all the way north to Goldfield and Tonopah, and people began arriving by the thousands. During this rush, 4 daily stagecoaches connected the world's greatest gold camp to the Bullfrog Mining District, ushering in a steady flow of people to Nevada's newest gold discovery. In 1905, the town of Rhyolite was founded in the heart of Bullfrog Mining District. What started as a 2-tent mining camp boomed into a bustling town of around 5,000 people within 6 months. While mining camps were very common in Nevada during the late 1800s and early 1900s, Rhyolite stood out for its valuable ore samples. As if Rhyolite sprung to life overnight, this community quickly became the epicenter of the Bullfrog Mining District. Aside from a swelling population, Rhyolite boasted 50 saloons, 35 gambling tables, 19 lodging houses, 16 restaurants, several barbers, a public bathhouse, a red light district, and a weekly newspaper publication called the Rhyolite Herald. Rhyolite was so successful that it soon caught the attention of steel magnate and savvy businessman Charles Schwab. In 1906, Schwab purchased the Bullfrog Mining District, which elevated the operation from good to grand. With Schwab's leadership, Rhyolite secured a contract with the Las Vegas and Tonopah Railroad, and within a year, 3 railroads were connected to Rhyolite's brand new and still perfectly preserved train station. Also, thanks to Schwab, Rhyolite residents enjoyed luxuries not usually associated with mining boomtowns, like concrete sidewalks, telephone lines, electric street lamps, and plumbing. Downtown's commercial buildings, many built from stone, included a hospital, 3 banks, a stock exchange, an opera house, a public swimming pool, and 2 churches. While Rhyolite and the Bullfrog Mining District produced more than $1 million within 3 short years, about $27 million by today's standards, this boomtown declined almost as rapidly as it came to life. Like most other has-been mining communities, the high-grade ore began to diminish, and the 1906 San Francisco earthquake proved to be the kiss of death as the rail service was seriously disrupted. By 1910, mines began to close, businesses failed, and workers sought employment elsewhere. By 1914, the city lost electricity, and the banks, newspapers, post office, and train depot all closed. In 1920, only 14 people called Rhyolite home. Because timber and stone were rare resources in the desert, most of Rhyolite's infrastructure and buildings were taken apart to be used elsewhere. In nearby Beatty, material was recycled to make new buildings, including the schoolhouse. Sometimes entire buildings were moved, like the Miners Union Hall, which is now the old town hall in Beatty. Okay, here we are. We are in Rhyolite, Nevada, and this is the cemetery. It says Bullfrog Rhyolite Cemetery, 1904 to 1912. Let's take a look-see around, see what we got over here. Desert. Got some graves. That's pretty cool. Well, this one's seen better days. Look at the wood. It's pretty old. Here we got James C. Clayton. And this is the fanciest one here. Nice little shot here. Okay, you can see the town of Rhyolite out there in the distance. We're just south. Okay, in the south end of town, there are some art pieces that started in the 80s, I believe. This particular piece is called The Last Supper. This has been photographed quite often. I think we've all seen it before. Or at least most of us probably have. I don't know. Some circle patterns made out of rocks. That's pretty neat. Okay, this one is called Lady Desert, the Venus of Nevada. I'm not sure what this is, but it's pretty cool. And this female form here is called Ikara. And these are roof corners buried in the desert. A little something over here. Old shack. Inside the old shack, I don't know if it's one of the original buildings to Rhyolite or not. Another old building down here in the south end of town. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this here is the old Rhyolite schoolhouse. Check it out, man. It's a better angle here so you can kind of see the whole building, what remains of it. Some old Rhyolite ruins here. You got to remember, a lot of these old buildings were moved to nearby towns. Now this here is a shell of what it used to be. I wonder how long it's going to be until this is completely knocked down. Just deteriorating over the years. Okay, this here is the old train depot, which I believe later became a casino. Yeah, I guess after the town collapsed, they tried to run a casino here. Old train car. View of the rear. Okay, this is the back side of the old train depot. Notice they have the whole building fenced off. Remnants of an old structure here. The area of the old red light district. This is where the gambling and prostitution and whatnot took place, I'm guessing. Here's the old jail right across the street from the old red light district. That's just the front side of it. There's more in the back. And this here's an old miner's cabin. It kind of shows you how they used to live. Okay, we're now on the back side of the jail, looking through the bars. Take a look inside, see what we can see. Wow, man. Look at that. Okay, this here is the fake grave of a murdered prostitute. She was actually murdered, but this is not where she's buried. After her murder, her body was transported near her family in Washington, I believe. And her name was Mona Bell. You can read all about her online. This is the old bottle house. It's actually built from old liquor bottles. And there were probably lots of liquor bottles available back then with all these saloons they had. Somebody made them a little decorative garden there.